CES Gadget Show: How watching TV will change in the 2020s. CES Gadget Show: How watching TV will change in the 2020s. A worker helps set up a booth before CES International Saturday, January 4, 2020 in Las Vegas. A worker helps set up a booth before CES International Saturday, January 4th, 2020 in Las Vegas. What will watching TV be like the 2020s? Aimed new gadgets and glades. The CES Tech Show in Las Vegas aimed to offer some answers, many of which boil down to more streaming and more efforts to glue you to your phone. What will watching TV be like in the 2020s? Aimed new gadgets and glades. Amid new gadgets and glades, the CES Tech Show in Las Vegas aims to offer some answers, many of which boil down to more streaming and more efforts to glue you to your phone. The show's keynote addresses, once dominated by computer and chip maker, will this year feature executives from TV networks NBC and CBS and upstart video service like mobile Fox, Quibi, and free streamer Tubi. Topic 1 will be the streaming wars, not to mention mounted cost for consumers who want access to everything, as John's NBC, Universal, and Warner Media prepare to join the clash with Netflix later this year. The show's keynote addresses, once dominated by computer and chip makers, will this year feature executives from TV networks NBC and CBS, and upstart video services like mobile Fox, Quibi, and free streamer Tube. The show's keynote addresses, once dominated by computer and chip maker, will this year feature executives from TV networks NBC and CBS, and upstart video services like mobile Foxes, Quibi, and free streamer Tubi. Topic 1 will be the streaming wars, not to mention the mounting costs for consumers who want access to everything, as John's, NBC, Universal, and Warner Media prepare to join the clash with Netflix later this year. Some companies also promise a big new publish to bite-sized video designed to draw mobile viewers from YouTube, despite the fact that a similar effort several years ago founded. Some companies also promise a big new push into bite-sized video designed to draw mobile viewers from YouTube, despite the fact that a similar effort several years ago founded. CES, formerly known as the Consumer Electronics Show, started Sunday in Las Vegas with 2 days of media previews. The show floor opens Tuesday through Friday. More than 170,000 people are expected, with 4,500 companies exhibiting. According to its organizer, the show takes place across a sprawling set of hotels and convention centers equivalent to more than 50 football fields. CES, formerly known as the Consumer Electronics Show, starts Sunday in Las Vegas with 2 days of media previews. The show floor opens Tuesday through Friday. More than 170,000 people are expected, with 4,500 companies exhibiting, according to its organizers. The show takes place across a sprawling set of hotels and convention centers equivalent to more than 50 football fields. Beyond streaming, expect to see artificial intelligence infused home appliance security cameras and cars, new gadgets that show what fast 5G cellular service can offer, and always the newest in robust and souped-up TVs. Speakers this week include Ivanka Trump, the president's daughter and senior advisor, and Han Sung Kim, Samsung's head of consumer electronics. Beyond streaming, expect to see artificial intelligence infused home appliance, security cameras and cars, new gadgets that show what fast 5G cellular service can offer, and always the newest in robust and souped-up TVs. Speakers this week include Ivanka Trump, the president's daughter and senior advisor. The Han Sung Kim, Samsung, ahead of consumer electronics. As technology increasingly infused our lives, more traditional companies are showing up for the Las Vegas event. There's a new travel section, for example, with Delta Airlines and its largest exhibitor. As technology increasingly infused our life, more traditional companies are showing up for the Las Vegas events. There's a new travel section. For example, with Delta Airlines, its largest exhibitors. A worker helps set up the Google booth before CES International Saturday, January 4, 2020. In Las Vegas, CES has hosted previous attempts to set out a roadmap for TV. At the 2015 show, satellite TV company Dish announced a cheaper, cable-like package of TV channels delivered over the internet and intended for cord cutters. Offerings from Sony, DirecTV, Google, Hulu, and others soon joined Dish's Cine TV. CES has hosted previously attempt to set out a roadmap for TV. At the 2015 satellite TV company Dish announced a cheaper cable-like package of TV channels delivered over the internet and intended for cord cutters. Offering from Sony DirecTV, Google, Hulu, and other Sony joined Dish's Sling TV. But 5 years later, these online alternatives have been struggling, raising prices, and in the case of Sony's PlayStation Vue shutting down altogether. But 5 years later, these online alternatives have been struggling, raising prices, and in the case of Sony's PlayStation Vue shut down altogether. So it's on to Plan B. Owners of television channels and producers of their shows are selling Netflix-like subscription services directly to consumers. Disney Plus launched in November, while Warner Media's HBO Max and NBC Universal Peacock are coming in a few months. If people would rather pay for subscriptions such as Netflix instead of traditional television channels through cable packages, Disney and other media companies figure they might as well try to get some of that money directly. So it's on to Plan B. Owners of television channels and producers of their shows are selling Netflix-like subscription services directly to consumers. Disney Plus launched in November, while Warner Media's HBO Max and NBC Universal's Peacock are coming in a few months. If people would rather pay for subscriptions such as Netflix instead of traditional television channels through a cable package, Disney and other media companies figure they might as well try to get some of that money directly. But they face competition from tech companies also seeking to replicate and encroach on Netflix's success. Apple launched its own streaming services in November, while QB promised phone-friendly viewing, with former Disney Studios chief Jeff Kanzerberg behind the effort. But they face competition from tech companies also seeking to replicate, but they face competition from tech companies also seeking to replicate and encroach on Netflix's success. Apple launched its own streaming services in November, while QB promised phone-friendly viewing, with former Disney Studios chief Jeffrey Kanzerberg behind the effort. Bets have been made and billions of dollars have been spent on content, said Peter Cathy, founder and chairman of digital media consulting firm Great TV Media. Those numbers will only go up as all this glows, and then the new guys coming on board are all looking for ways to break out. Bets have been made. And billions of dollars have been spent on content, said Peter Cathy, founder and chairman of digital media consulting firm create TV media, those numbers will only go up as all these gadgets and then the new guys coming on board are all looking for ways to break out. Katzenberg and Quibi CEO Meg Whitman, the former CEO of Hewlett Packard Enterprise, will use a Wednesday keynote to provide details on QB, which is investing $1 billion on new shows with backing from all the major movie studios. Will use a Wednesday keynote to provide details on Quibi, which is investing $1 billion on new shows with backing from all the major movie studios. Workers helped set up the Google booth before CES International Saturday, January 4, 2020 in Las Vegas. Workers helped set up the Google booth before CES International Saturday, January 4, 2020 in Las Vegas. Short for Quick Buys, the mobile-first service is designed to be watched for just a few minutes at a time. Video programs are broken into 10-minute chapters about the same length as broadcast TV segments between commercial breaks, intended for on-the-go viewers with limited attention span. Short for Quick Buys, the mobile-first service is designed to be watched for just a few minutes at a time. Video programs are broken into 10-minute chapters about the same length as broadcast TV segment between commercial breaks, intended for on-the-go viewers with limited attention spans. Short for Quick Buys, the mobile-first service is designed to be watched for just a few minutes at a time. Video programs are broken into 10-minute chapters about the same length as broadcast TV segments between commercial breaks, intended for on-the-go viewers with limited attention spans. We want to take a phone, a device that was not actually designed to watch TV on, and make it into a great watching device, Whiteman said in an interview. We want to take a phone, a device that was not actually designed to watch video on, and make it into a great watching device, Whiteman said in an interview. But previous short video effects have flopped. In 2018, Verizon pulled the plug on its Go-19 service in 2018, roughly 3 years after its launch. It featured short-form original programs along with live sports and all the TV shows. But previous short video efforts have flopped. In 2018, Verizon pulled the plug on its Go-19 service in 1980, roughly 3 years after it launched. It featured short-form original programs along with live sports and older TV shows. Several current effects have also shut down. Meanwhile, Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu have all been experimenting with short-form offerings, many of them in comedy. Several concurrent efforts have also shut down. Meanwhile, Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu have all been experimenting with short-form offerings, many of them in comedy. Quibi will also preview some of its 20 new shows, including Crazy Court, a Judge Judy-style show from Crisis 10. It is also debuting with movies and other content like news and weather. Quibi launches April 6 for $5 a month with ads and $8 without. Quibi will also preview some of its 20 new shows, including Crazy Scott, a judge-style show from Crazy Tagon. It is also debuting with movies and other content like news and weathers. Quibi launches April 6 for $5 a month with ads and $8 without. NBC executives won't offer more details on its upcoming Peacock service until January 16. Instead, they will trot out America's Got Talent. Host Terry Crews, This Is Us, star Maddie Moon, and other NBC luminaries at CES to talk more generally about the future of TV and entertainment. Audiences don't differentiate by screen anymore, said Linda Yaccaroni, chairman of advertising and partnership at NBC Universal. They wanted and expect an on-demand, always-on world. NBC executives won't offer more details on its upcoming Peacock service until January 16. Instead, they will trot out America's Got Talent host Terry Crews. This Is Us star Maddie Moon and other NBC luminaries at CES to talk more generally about the future of TV and entertainment. Audiences don't differentiate by screen anymore, said Linda Yona, chairman of advertising of partnerships at NBC Universal. They want and expect an on-demand, always-on world. A person walks by a booth display before CES International. As television companies experiment with making more shows available in more ways, they will also accumulate data on viewing habits far beyond what they got with over-the-air and cable channels. They will help them target advertising to viewers' interests and make recommendations for other shows to keep viewers glued. As television companies experiment with making more shows available in more ways, they also accumulate data on viewing habits far beyond what they got with over-the-air and cable channels. That will help them target advertising to viewers' interests and make recommendations for other shows to keep viewers glued. Companies will also test different pricing models in 2020 as they try to figure out how and how much consumers will be willing to pay. Is there a limit to how many services consumers will pay for? Will they adopt to separate prices with and without ads, or will they flock to free services like Tube, even if they lack original movies and TV shows? Company will also test different pricing models in 2020 as they try to figure out how and how much consumers will be willing to pay. Is there a limit to how many service consumers will pay for? Will they adapt to separate prices with and without ads, or will they flock to free services like Tube, even if they lack original movies and TV shows? Kevin Westcott, who has dateless U.S. telecommunication, media, and entertainment consulting business, knows that consumers are getting more choices and shows than ever, just as new technologies such as high-quality TV displays and fast 5G cellular networks comes along. The downside to much choices and too much technology change at once, he said, which could make viewers very wary of new options. The downside, too much choices and too much technological change at once, he said, which could make viewers wary of new options, he said.